All right, so now we're gonna add a few more decorative elements. So maybe a little whipped cream on top there, or it could be some white icing. So I'm gonna say, okay, well, it's gonna be here on the middle of the slice. So I'm gonna go around this way, not quite all the way. And then I come up this way and then around. Now, usually a cake decorator, they kind of swirl around the icing, so I'm putting some lines on there to show that effect. And then maybe they piped on some white icing or whipped cream along there. So then I gotta fill that in. So it seems like, well, why did I put the lines there? Because when I fill this in, yeah, it's gonna cover that up, but I'm sort of pulling the chalk in the direction I put the lines in as I fill it in. So when I blend it and everything, I'll still be able to see those lines and use those to add shadows and things in the right place. So I'm gonna blend that in, and being that it's white, it's gonna mix with some of the colors underneath it when I do that, so it's gonna look more like tints of that color, which we know because tints are when they go lighter. So I might have to go back in and put a little bit more. You can see how that's lightening up quite a bit. Now what I want to do is start showing the effect of light and shadows on this. So, and actually no, there's one more thing I want to do. When you do a tall layered cake, they glue it together with icing. So I'm going to put a band of gooey icing here, running through the middle of it. That's the good stuff, so I don't want to leave that out. All right, now, what I'm going to do is now put on some of the shadows and things. So first, if the cake is sitting on the plate, it would create the effect of a contact shadow. So the contact shadow would be right along this bottom edge here. So I'm putting the charcoal or the chalk on there, and then I'm pulling it out from under the cake to blend it in, because as the shadow comes out from under the cake, it would actually seem lighter, more like it could touch the plate. But then behind the cake, there would probably be a bit of a shadow, but that would be more of the cast shadow. So then I'm going to pull that out from behind the cake. Here my finger has that black chalk on it, and I got some on the cake, so fortunately I can go back in and fix that. Works just like paint, covers up my mistake, nobody knows I ever did that. Alright, then I want to make the other elements on the cake look more three-dimensional. So with the white icing, I think instead of jumping to black, I don't want it to look like it's starting to mold or anything. I'm going to put some of those lines I had on there originally, and my darker color I'm using is blue. So I'm using that to sort of draw on some details and add a little texture, but then I want to blend that into the white icing. And if I think like there, I think I kind of lost what I was trying to do, so I need to go back in and put the white back there. Now that looks a little bit closer to what I wanted. All right, and then I'm going to blend this towards that top edge. Makes it look a little fluffier. So it's definitely starting to look more like a form, like I could pick that up for a snack. So what I can do at this point, kind of look at other things and think, well, if this icing is sticking out from between the layers, it would actually cast a little shadow underneath that band of icing. So I can put that there, and it sort of gives it a more three-dimensional quality to it. So that seems like it is actually sticking out. Underneath the icing here would have more of a shadow to it. So I'm going to add that in, and add a contact shadow here where it's been added to the cake. Then pull that out from under. If it goes too dark at this point, then again, I can use this to cover up some of those dark areas that I didn't actually want. All right, so my last effect is I'm going to want to add some value to the table and the plate.